Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday, and I'm actually having to quickly record this. I originally was going to have a video out with the Republic and getting a Kraken in that battle, but unfortunately I did not get it recorded before the next update, and therefore it is lost to me, so I had to try to find another battle for you guys, and I have one with the Des Moines. Now the Des Moines, I'm not a particularly good Des Moines player. It's not particularly my most favorite ship to play. I'm semi-decent. And at the moment I'm currently working on, I know, surprising, but still currently working on trying to get Captain Halsey. Once again, I don't play US and cruisers a lot, especially high tier. Nor, I mean, they're great, they are fantastic, and I know fairly recently I've been showing off a little bit more Des Moines, and I think it is something to also keep in mind that the Des Moines and the Worcester are decent ships, but as far as especially currently what's happening in Clan Wars, Des Moines is definitely a much better option. Because Worcester finally got a nerf, which, I mean, it does have weaknesses, but it does and is semi strong. It does have that radar, it does have that hydro, it does have that heal, it does have that defensive AA, so yeah. Kind of nice for it to get a slight nerf, especially considering it used to be able to pretty much kill a DD whenever it was officially spotted. So I'm pushing in. I should mention I'm actually currently with Dread in the gearing. Popped my radar. Yu Yang, believe popped his, is actually gonna eat 2 torps and go down to Dread, which is going to allow Dread to begin capping. So very good start for our team. We've taken out their tier 10, and I'm actually pushing quite heavily. This island here should give me enough an advantage over any of the enemy ships that are going to push out west. Because we do have another Des Moines, and I'm also showing with formal. I really do apologize, but it's fairly early in the morning. So if I seem a little bit sluggish, it's because I've just woken up. I'm quickly getting this recorded. So got around to this island and starting to focus down, and you can start to see, well, there's a slight issue. Dread, unfortunately, is going to eat a torp. Did manage to capture A right at the last second, and that means we do have control of A. Now, unfortunately for us, we have no one spotting. Enemy team is about half, I would say about half their team's over at C. But I am trying to be very cautious because we do know there was a Hindenburg south of B. I am concerned that he might try to push into B and maybe try to push around that corner. Now, for whatever reason, the friendly Des Moines and the friendly NC just start to leave. They start to leave very, very quickly. Buki, and this Buki apparently is a god. Keep an eye on him. He's going to be harassing Formal for the majority of this battle, and this Buki is apparently a god. Pushing or pulling back, and Worcester's coming around the corner. Minotaur, I don't really know what this Minotaur is doing, but Worcester's showing a lot of broadside, and you can see British cruisers do pretty good damage against a Worcester. But unfortunately, the Minotaur does go down to this Worcester, and even though we have his broadside, should be able to take him out in a moment. But still got to be careful because there's actually the enemy Yamato and Kurfürst, I believe, out west, as well as 2 Hindenburgs. And there we go. First kill of the game. Very, very nice. And as you can see, there's another Worcester as well. So there are, in fact, I believe 2 Hindenburgs, a Buki, a Kurfürst, and a Yamato on the west side. North Carolina, friendly Des Moines are running away. I decided it might be better to quickly capture B and try to keep us ahead as much as possible. Now we are actually even on kills. The friendly team's actually doing a really good job over at C. They're starting to push down against the 2 Montanas down there and the Amagi. I believe there's also a Haragumo, as well as a enemy Worcester. So at this time, quickly capturing the B cap and gonna try to help out as much as possible. Now the Des Moines, it is a strong ship, don't get me wrong, it just has those weaknesses, and we will see it a few times in this battle. And I'm being very cautious right here because keep in mind there's still a Yamato, Buki, Hindenburgs, which we know was one is at least there, and currently not in a particularly great position. I do open up on this Worcester. This Worcester is very low in health. The reload on the guns is fantastic, so you can very quickly get switched over to HE, and just look at that. Instantly we have 4 ships aiming at us, and we're just gonna try to continue pushing, try to take out this side, try to ensure that we win it, so then we can start pushing back west, because the enemy team actually haven't managed to capture A, B, and C. Now during this entire time as we take out the enemy Worcester, Formal is still being harassed by this Ibuki, and this Ibuki just manages to either stay invisible or just get, I believe he actually gets around 8 or 9 fires on him, on Formal, so gets really good, really lucky. And right now I'm just harassing this Amagi, getting only a few amounts of damage, and yes, finally get behind an island, and look at there, double fires on that Amagi. Do have radar, it does spot the Haragumo in the smoke. Haragumo panics, quickly decides to run out. And I'm actually, no, I believe actually another radar. How the heck is he spotted? I do not know. Because he's actually not firing. He was not firing when he left smoke. But we should be able to focus down this Haragumo and accidentally get the kill, or purposely, however you want to look at it. Do slow up, because even though that is a tier 8 battleship that still has fairly big guns and don't want to show a lot of broadside, and I do switch over to AP. AP against broadside battleship is still pretty good, and even though I did manage to turn in, it still overmatched my bow armor and still does pretty sizable amount of damage. Now all that's left on the enemy side, on the east side, is currently this Montana, but I have to deal with this Montana first before I can even think about turning around, because fortunately this island right here is actually currently protecting me from any ships currently pushing into the B cap. North Carolina pushes in against 2 Hindenburgs. Don't think he's gonna last for very long. So main focus right now is just quickly focus down this Montana, try to get as much damage. Now one of the Halsey missions for me to, or better yet, one of the campaigns for Halsey is currently do 1,000,000 points of damage against Japanese Japanese ships, and I believe 500,000 against the German ships. And now you know what level of the campaign I'm currently on. Once again, not a particularly big USN player, but gonna try our best. Unfortunately, Surprisingly, there is in fact a few German a few German ships and a Japanese ship, but once again cannot do really anything until this Montana is either away or dead. Look over, check to see who's actually pushing in against him, and it is in fact a Donskoy, so hopefully the Donskoy should be able to deal with him. So I'm gonna risk it and attempt to get in a position where I can start farming this lovely Yamato and Kerr first, and just making sure. And I think our focus, yeah, is going to be this Yamato first, but this Wooster is just, oh no, sorry, this Hakaym. I do apologize, it is a Hakaym. Hakaym is just look at that rainbow of shells just coming in against that Yamato. And currently we're actually not being detected, we're actually outside. Montana is currently outside of our detect, our gun bloom, so we're good there. Stay behind the island, switch over to the Kerr first, because the Hakaym is just currently focusing him, and I might as well try to get some damage. And it's quite sad how many broken shells you actually manage to get. I'm gonna try to keep an eye on this till the Kerr first is dead. I want to see how many penetrations I get and how many non-penetrations, because it is quite lousy. And there we go, finally got a fire. Currently trying to focus him down as quickly as possible, and the enemy team is not doing so hot. They've lost their Montana. Two only last living battleships in the game are currently this Kerr first and the Yamato, but there's also a Buki, and this Buki is still chasing Formal all across the sky, and it's kind of crazy that this Ibuki has not been killed. The Bukis are fairly they're fairly squishy ships, so they generally tend to get quickly taken out if they're played too recklessly or aggressively. But finally get another fire on this Kerr first. Damage is starting to add up, and fortunately it is a Kerr first, and Kerr first has a crap ton of health. He is trying to heal. He is just currently outgunned. In essence, he has a Yamato pushing in, he has that Hakaym. I believe he also has that Zhao pushing around. I don't even think the Zhao really is able to shoot the Kerr first at the moment. But this is kind of what the Des Moines is kind of good at. It's just this arcing shells, currently not really being spotted. Double fires on this Kerr first. Gonna switch over to AP, she's gonna show us a lot of broadside. Let's see if we can take out this Kerr first and get a Kraken. That would be nice. Shells away, and there we go. Kraken unleash, and that is actually going to be the end of the game because the Buki is going to decide to hide. And, well, we're going to win on points. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.